A pathless wilderness, wild, rugged, that was
South Dakota.
a hardy frontier, far from the paths of civilization,
Why die on Mars when you can live in South Dakota?
where fortune beckons with a glittering smile,
I was hauling pigs on the interstate. You were in a red car having a problem with your shirt.
and life hung on the quickness of a trigger finger.
Podcast Palooza.
The Sioux Empire Podcast.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the Sioux Empire Podcast. This is the Sioux Empire Podcast, the quirky but harmless podcast that's all about Sioux Empire news, comedy, music, and culture. I am your host, Robert Mailing. All of my regular hosts were, I believe, they are lost in the, is it the negative zone or the phantom zone?
Phantom
That's the
zone,
thing.
yeah.
From Superman. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
So they are all lost in the phantom zone, probably never to be seen from again. Joining us instead is guest host Eric Edwards, aka White Boy. Welcome aboard.
Hello, hello.
And our special guest this week from the Urban Indians podcast and from Night Shield Productions, and is, I hear he's some kind of musician as well.
Something.
Gabriel Night Shield is also in the studio.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Let's jump right into our first headline here, because we haven't done news on the show in a while. So let's talk about what's happening. But first, this isn't really Sioux Falls news, but it was an interesting enough news story that I wanted to get you guys' opinion. Is this something that we should bring
What's wrong with that?
to Sioux Falls?
I honestly
what
don't
I've
see the
what I've
problem.
brought up on the monitor for the gentleman is a open air urinal, and these are becoming a thing in Paris, and they're creating quite the uproar. And what it is basically it's a public urinal with like no side panels or anything that guys just walk into, pee into, and then it like self biodegrades the urine by producing plants in a green box on the top of it.
I feel like this is better than just having people pissing on anything.
Yeah, I'm with it.
And it's not like you're out there wagging it around for anybody. That takes that excuse out of the hands of any child molester. Like, you don't have a reason to wag it because you said you had to pee. Well, there's the box right there. Oh, you couldn't make that?
And you're not afraid that some child... You're not afraid some pervert's going to camp out at the outdoor urinal
Well,
and just I just turned around.
What do they do for women? Is there one for women?
There is not an equivalent
They
for
should have
women,
like
so
remember
it
those
is.
Well,
things that like.
I was just bragging about how much cooler it is to be a guy to my daughter. Like, you know what I mean? We can write our name in the snow without walking like a crab. It's all good.
Eric constantly tormenting his daughter in order to give her the maximum Freudian
Well, she doesn't have any
envy.
siblings, so I gotta play all the roles.
There you go.
Yeah.
You gotta be the bully older sibling and then the like middle sibling that's like,
It is
I'm
a
here
lot
with
easier.
you.
Look at this. You can have something like that for guys. That's not even offensive. It looks like he's just standing there relaxing
Yeah.
for a second. I mean, other than the posture that he's taking, then you can tell he's taking a piss.
Yeah,
but he's all
you can
covered up,
definitely
so
tell he is taking
that
a
doesn't
piss.
harm anything. I mean, and think about it. You get in trouble. You can actually get put on the sex offender list for peeing out if you get caught peeing outside because of the fact that people can use that as an excuse. So I don't see a problem with that at all.
They really should have like stalls, like number twos, in case like. I mean, there's been a few times I've been walking around like in a real conundrum. Like,
Well, that's what
what's
I
going to
I love
happen?
the signs.
The signs are hilarious. And like the riverboat. That's part of what's getting them is there's a bunch of these around like
That's
the river
great.
district and the Nostradam or Notre
Look
Dame.
at that. See, so convenient.
I want to know like the balls of the first person that proposed this.
It's just,
just
I guarantee
like-
it's just it's
He was
just
a
women. that are
dirty
angry.
French man who's like, hey, I will piece gonna roll too.
I guarantee the only
With my
people complaining
fucking
about this,
croissant.
the only people complaining about this are women, and it's only because they're jealous that they can't do this shit.
What the fuck?
So that's the
funny.
green box on top of it. It grows
I love
plants.
it.
That's how it.
So in like a year, there'll just be like a giant tree coming out of there or
Yeah,
something.
there'll be like a bunch of plants growing out of it that are all urine, powered by urine.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a good
You
idea.
just have to displace all that extra CO2 from all those extra bodies. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It would be convenient. I'm just like, man. It just Could you imagine the uproar at Sioux Falls if we were just like the downtown like riverfront district there? We're like, this is definitely something we're bringing to downtown Sioux Falls.
Anybody
Just out in front of Zambros taking a piss.
Anybody that's ever listened to a New Yorker complaining about their projects and having stairwell piss, that would be a godsend.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, it's fucking hilarious. But I can absolutely see like a legitimate case for it. I just
Does that
don't know
say
why.
the Klan in Sioux Falls?
It does.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you haven't seen this
You
story?
haven't seen that?
Oh, I'm really happy about that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Rough.
So, yeah.
Are we being? Is that for real? I saw a truck. I'm mad at.
Are we done talking about urinals? We gonna jump right in?
I'm sorry. That jumped out to me.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, Sioux Falls should adopt those. I'm sure the homeless people would love it, and the runners. You put that on the. You'd have to figure out a way for women. You'd have to. That's not fair.
Well, here's my argument. Why not build? Like, Europe is... I hear from Europeans when they come here, Europeans when they come here all the time about our bathroom stalls are so gross and bizarre because in America we put those gigantic gaps in the stalls so that people can, like, make eye contact with you while you're shitting. Yeah. Well, in Europe, guess what? They don't do that. It's an actual, like, enclosed stall that serves the actual purpose it was built for.
Yeah.
That's not a necessary thing. That's totally an American design choice.
Yeah.
We're the only country that does that.
Trying to use the bathroom, you got a little. You hear your little kid hit the door.
But I'm just.
It's the worst.
But I'm just like, so we're weird because we have extra gaps in our bathroom, but the French are like, I'm just going to piss outside. You know?
I mean, it doesn't look obtrusive. I mean, if it's clear fronted, and then you're sitting there streaking to everybody that walks by you, but they step it out of the way. You can do that. Like, you can give a little hole in the ground for ladies so they can pop and squat, and a little curtain or something, and then I feel it would be good. That's
kind of where I'm just like, this is actually a great idea. Just actually build a little enclosed box so that you don't
like
have
a phone
privacy.
booth.
Yeah, like a phone
or
booth.
like an outhouse.
Then you got to use for all those. Then you got to use for all those old phone booths they had to retire when cell phones came in. There you go, turn them into bodies.
London could have its little blue and little red boxes back on every corner.
I don't know why Squatty Potty just popped into mind. I'm sure I picked that up somewhere else, but there you go.
The Squatty Potty, yeah.
No, that's a little box you sit.
You sit on so that you can.
I knew it.
Unicorns.
My subconscious.
I got from the commercial.
My subconscious just drugged that shit up out of nowhere. But yeah, to the Klan.
To the Klan! Says the room full of people. We're cheering for the Klan. No, not cheering, but yeah.
This sounds really weird, but I will go to a rally.
I would probably check it out too. If
real talk, I will show up, and I mean, the only thing that kind of worries me is South Dakota stands your ground, so that's kind of provocation for them to be able to say, "Hey, well, they were, but hey, man, I will."
I would check it out just to see who's there. Be like, who?
See if they're bold enough to actually rally, because I grew up in southern Indiana and Kentucky, so. I have a little bit of history with these folks.
So the main gist here on this story is that the Ku Klux Klan, a couple neighborhoods, we don't know like the particular who the Klansmen are in Sioux Falls, anything like that. We're finding a thing that they've been finding a lot in like upstate New York and a bunch of places out east is in neighborhoods they're scattering their leaflets in a Ziploc bag with candy so the kids will pick up and eat the candy and then be like, what's this? And carry around their KKK propaganda.
Is this like a joke here in town, or is somebody like for real?
I feel like this is somebody who really loved Willy Wonka and just wanted to see what would happen if they combined Tootsie Rolls. Kids don't even eat Tootsie Rolls. That's
I know.
Really
this was clearly like the candy that was chosen by like a 78-year-old white guy.
They had to make sure it was all white by the creators and all that.
Bastard right there, Tootsie Rolls. Why don't you just get some candy corn with your gross ass?
Yeah, the other
Wake
candy.
up, silent white man. Oh, I gotta get one of these letters.
Wow.
Oh, I know. I wanted to. They don't do any. I suppose they don't want to like disseminate. They're even like blurring out stuff on it. But I really, really wanted to read these.
I've been reading White Trash like all week long. I don't know if you've ever heard of that book, but it's about class warfare and like. Wow, that's okay.
What did they say? What neighborhoods they were found in?
It didn't mention a specific neighborhood. I don't think.
That's some. But only 2 neighborhoods out of how many people?
A special shout out to all my graphic designer friends on Facebook who were chiming in on, well, clearly no graphic designers or no one with absolutely any artistic or graphic design talent is involved in the Klan.
Right, yeah.
It looks like a leaflet from like 1774.
Yeah, like an Old West, like an Old West fucking.
Where they're
We're
just
looking for this nigger.
The top of the line, like graphic design technology, is typography.
Yeah.
I will say it right now. If the Klan has a rally in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, I will be in the front seat. I gotta see this shit up front. There's no way.
Yeah,
my kid has to know that this is not this. No, this. That's one of the reasons I stay up here. I didn't come to South Dakota by accident. Well, I kind of did, but I didn't stay here by accident. I mean, this.
Wake
this
up,
shit,
silent white
wow.
majority.
Yeah, it's about as bad as it gets.
I'm sure they have some Nazis here
and
too.
I see they have a 24/7 hotline. Can you imagine what that call center is like?
Yeah.
Picture all these like.
Why don't they have the phone number?
Where's the phone number at? Oh, it's blurred out? That's whack.
Yeah. Kelloland didn't want to help spread their message, I guess. So.
Yeah, I get it.
Like I said, I was trying to find like
that
the full
shit looks like it
scan or
was printed
screen
out on a
capture.
Xerox machine. Look at that.
Right.
Yeah, one of my graphic design friends was like, 1993 called and it wants its like,
it wants its
MS
font
Word
back.
document.
Yeah, why is there like
might as well have the
there's
little
like 15 different
perforated
fonts
lines
on
so you can
there?
make a banner.
Clippies popping up. I'm seeing that you're going after the Zionists.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fuck. It's the worst. I want to see. I want to know who's doing that.
I guarantee they probably do that shit because they don't want. They're not bold enough. They're one. They're broke. 2, they're not bold enough to take this shit to Kinko's. Like hell no. we can't print that for you. Are you serious?
And then
the dude's waiting on you as Hispanic. I'm not printing that shit. Are you crazy? Hell
You're
no.
at work and you just catch one of your coworkers just Xeroxing those out.
And beat
Like,
their
what
ass
is this,
promptly.
Jeff? Like,
Beat his ass promptly. Okay, just talk to Jeff. You don't have to be
Jeff, you left one of these on the printer. What's going on here?
with Jeff. I apologize for taking violence first. You should speak to Jeff first and see what's going on. It could just be a prank, a really fucked up prank. Sorry for cursing. Wow.
I feel like
I don't even know.
I'm gonna have to follow that up.
That's a bad prank, for sure. If you're saying that they're just like, oh, I'm just doing this to be ironic. Well, guess what? You're.
I have
still,
coworkers who are kind of oblivious to some things that they say, and I have other coworkers of color who check them, but not in a violent way. Just hey, dude.
not cool.
What did you just say? Well, I didn't say it. Yeah, you said that.
Do you remember the morning stand-up meeting when you were like talking about rounding up all the brown people?
Yeah,
I know that you grew up in an all-white town, but
I
business
recorded
proposal
it,
that starts with rounding up the brown people is probably, I realize you might not understand the full historic significance of that, but Jesus.
That's crazy, man.
But you pointed out something good to me, the candy thing. I didn't even think about that because the other one I saw, like in the Argus Leader or whatever, was like Tootsie Pop was one in. So it's like they're not even putting out like the good candy.
Yeah,
you better get some sour stuff if you want kids today. You better get some lemon heads. They like those. It's weird.
Throw a bag of hot Cheetos in there or some
shit. Don't be
shit.
bringing out Boston baked beans. Kids think those are weird. I'm talking to whoever did this.
A Ziploc bag full. Hey,
I tell you what.
That's what kids like, right?
Go to Wells Fargo. Look at the little lollipops they hand out. That shit still works for kids. Don't go with Tootsie Rolls though. That shit's terrible. And talk to a graphic designer friend who's just as racist as you. Make your shit look better. That is not appealing. That will make anybody who has any appeal for like nicely put together things not want to go with your program.
I had to contact
that disorganized, and you need to get out of here.
One of my old graphic design friends, because him and I one time were up drinking and because we're both college buddies, and we were watching the old TV movie version of The Stand, Stephen King's The Stand, and at one point where the whole the forces for good are in one place. Spoilers for a book that's like 30 years old.
If you haven't seen it by now, then get over it, man.
But anyway, there's the good people who are rallying in Colorado, and all the evil people meet in Las Vegas. Well, at one point they're showing shots of the streets and stuff like that, and on all the light poles are these banners with the evil groups, like sinister looking logo, and they all have these red armbands with the the devil's logo on it or whatever. And my buddy Nick and I were just we were running a graphic design and print department that made all that kind of stuff at the time, and we're just kind of like, So apparently in the apocalypse, some evil graphic designers and evil commercial printers survived, and their evil screen printing, their evil logo.
Just laughing maniacally.
You gotta get the word out. You gotta spread the name.
You know, you're sitting around in your evil conference room with your evil branding standard book to make sure all the colors are consistent.
You know what that looks like?
Yeah.
Have you ever been a server?
No.
Have you ever been a server?
No.
Either of you ever had somebody hand you one of those little prayer leaflets?
Yes.
It has a little story in it.
Yes.
Like, it's really, it looks like it was drawn by guys in
track.
prison. Yeah, and it'll be like a story about the biker who was like so bad, and in the end he goes to hell, and it's all illustrated.
Yeah.
That looks exactly like, that's how they word it. They fold them up. Dude.
Yeah, it
is a Christian organization. The
They
Ku Klux
bear-
Klan, I mean.
They bear a striking resemblance to Chick Tracks, which...
Yeah,
have you ever seen the YouTube video that atheists watch or whatever, where they'll like watch different Christian movies and make fun of it? They also do a... they're famous for their parodies of Chick Tracks, which is how I found out about them.
I used to collect them when I was a server.
Nice. And but no, they'll basically like perform it with the voices and stuff like that, but like mock it the whole time.
Why did I never think of that?
Like there's this one cartoon, because Charles Chick, the guy that made them, is like so New World Order Illuminati paranoid, like that everyone's out to get him and the Antichrist is coming and stuff. So there's like one comic where it's like this fascist little boy comes home because he's been brainwashed by public schools, and he reports his parents because they're Christians to the New World Order or whatever, and the guy that comes to their door is like all in black, but his head is kind of like a pointy top or whatever, and he's all like he's like Captain Evil.
They got Spy versus Spy.
So they nicknamed him Harold Penisman. So that was their character they invented for it.
Wow.
But they even have like T-shirts and dolls and stuff like that. They're like, New World Order, Harris Penisman is here. Sorry, that was a way out YouTube tangent there. In conclusion, racism bad.
Yeah, racism is not good.
Yeah, that's crazy. Anybody hears about a Klan rally, please let me know.
Right?
I'll wear the outfit as long as you let me sit in.
I did a show one time. This is like a long time. It was probably at least like 10, maybe 15 years ago. I did a show in fucking Kansas somewhere, and we were eating at I don't know, Perkins or some shit after the show. And they were like, some guy came up to us and was like, "You guys better go. There's a Klan rally like 2 miles down the street."
What?
Yeah, and we were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Where was this at again?
It was in I want to say it was Lawrence, Kansas. It was somewhere in Kansas.
Okay.
You don't know much about Missouri, do you?
No.
Missouri is like one of the most racist states in the United States.
Oh yeah.
And they used to cross the border over into Kansas to be able to help slavery get passed, and a lot of that shit stayed down there. Kansas City is the bomb.
Yeah.
I worked in Junction City, Kansas. That was a military town. That was all right.
Yeah.
But
evidently some guy was like came up warning us like there's a Klan rally.
Real talk, get the fuck out of here.
That was probably it was
Box
after the
this shit
show,
up.
so it was probably like 2:33 in the morning or whatever.
Woo!
Yeah, we were like,
And, you know, the insulting thing is that they're all people that would go to that are dumb enough that they persecute you for being Mexican. You know, that's where they go with that.
Yeah. These dirty Mexicans. Like, I'm native. I don't give a fuck.
That's the joke I've been running for the last like 3 months. I'm not a trendy dude. I don't wear like name brands and whatnot, but I do have a name for my look. It's ethnically ambiguous. You can't tell what it is, so it's really hard to perform a specific hate crime against me. I changed the facial hair a lot, and I mean, that handlebar mustache, I'm telling you, I ain't been pulled over in months.
You're gonna get some classmate yell at you, go back to,
where you came from.
God.
He looks Spanish. I don't know, it's weird.
Oh,
wow.
We laugh, but it's really terrible.
The Klan and wow.
Let's see. Did the Argus leader have? Maybe they have like less. Because here's like a press conference in New York where it was happening. This is like the first place where it's been going on.
Well,
for a while.
I'm sure New York's more of a place that they have like skinheads. Klansmen, they like to wear the hoods and all that shit, and New Yorkers will beat that ass. They ain't
it's
having
upstate New York, which I feel like they could recruit more in there.
Yeah, I mean,
but see,
more
there's a
rural,
Tootsie
the
Pop
better.
in one of them right there.
Yeah,
man, throw a couple of dum dums in that
too.
shit
It's all
too.
chewy
Like,
and shit. You can't even bite into it without getting stuck in your teeth.
I'm just amazed it's not a bunch of Werther's originals in every one of them.
Throw some butterscotch
Pass out
in
some
it.
butterscotch. I was thinking the same thing.
There's some butterscotch to protect your teeth. Now go.
I like
hey.
butterscotch, but come on, man. That's hilarious.
But yeah, South Dakotans Against Racism. That's an organization I haven't seen before.
Well, you wouldn't think you'd need it. Like, hey man,
Well-
we don't really like that here.
I think I think I'm a fan of that page on Facebook.
I
I
would
think
be.
I remember that from somewhere.
Do you know the history of the Klan in South Dakota?
Not in South Dakota.
Okay.
I've looked
It's-
at a little bit of the rest, but
Because the thing with South Dakota, and I'm going to put on my history nerd hat, so I'll gather round, children.
Yeah.
Here we go. That, South Dakota was largely settled, especially the eastern half, by Union. The code word they used was Union Army veterans, and what that was there was actually a significantly high proportion of black people, former freed slaves, Union soldiers who were black, stuff like that, who settled in South Dakota, and they actually depopulated them from this part of the country during around the time of birth of the nation, like 1900, 1910. But up until then, there were a whole bunch of thriving African American communities in South Dakota. But the Klan drove them out because the Klan got so crazy in the early 1910s.
well, guess what? We back.
Yeah, how'd that work out?
Yeah, try that shit again.
And it's funny because I have stories about my great-grandfather, because my family's all Catholic, and the Klan is not fond of Catholics because we're a bunch of dirty immigrants, which we're all immigrants
Yeah.
other than people who are native.
I don't
It's
think
just
the Klan likes a lot of anything.
it's a very it's got to be what's hard on recruiting is that their niche is a little too niche and a little too small anymore.
Well, that and the fact that they want to kill everybody that's saying, oh, we're not about killing anymore. No, well, we ain't about separating anymore either, so you can kiss that ass.
We're just about marrying our cousins. That's what we stick
Plus,
to.
everybody can communicate now, so that genocide shit's out the window. You might as well get over it. You don't want a race war anyway. Why would you want a race war? Everything's kind of nice here. You look at the other places in the world, you want to make this like that? Come on, man. Get over it.
That always blows me away too. It's just yes, this is truly a dystopian hellscape where I felt a little sick this morning because I ate too much breakfast, and then I went over and picked up my wife's order from the Christian bookstore. Truly, this is a hellscape. Which why would anyone want to live like this?
Right? Yeah.
All these Negroes around, they're everywhere. I don't get it. And what the beautiful thing about racism is, it can't last.
It's true.
Because children are rebellious. Or they follow their parents. So if you're against whatever you're against, who was it? Chris Rock said, whatever you're against, your child's going to marry that. So if you're against gay people, you're going to have a gay kid. If you're against black people, your kid's going to date a black person. And if you are accepting of it, then you have a higher chance of your child dating another race and being more things getting mixed up. Eventually the world will look like this. Or like that, or like that. Farmer tan. I was trying to level my farmer tan. At first it was bad. It was like this, and I pulled it up, and that's embarrassing. So I'm running around with my sleeves rolled up, not trying to look tough. I just want to make it look easy. But I'm just saying, when everybody looks like this, he's got a
Oh, you should see my
too.
look at two different.
It's not quite like my brother when he goes on the boat.
Things are fun when they get mixed up.
I take my shoes off and it looks like I'm still wearing socks. So
I got the same problem. Things are more fun when they get mixed up. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? M&M's and popcorn. You don't believe me? Try it. Sweet and salty. It's good.
That and the whole idea of the pure Aryan race. I'm just like,
the guy who thought of that wasn't even that.
yeah, no, and
He wasn't brown-eyed, blue. He wasn't blonde hair, blue-eyed.
It's not even like.
Didn't he have polio? I don't know. Did Hitler have polio?
No, he didn't have
I just
polio.
spoke out.
That's FDR, but he did have syphilis. He was having syphilis madness towards the end.
there's one thing I got in common with Hitler. Just kidding.
Get off my couch.
He went from Hitler having polio to FDR. How'd you make that jump? Off topic.
Man.
Yeah, KKK, racism. That sucks.
Racism bad.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Or get better candy.
Racism is bad. Okay. No, don't give them recruitment. You know what? You know what kids
I'm
like?
saying I'll eat the candy.
Oh, there you go. Just send them a
Peanut
photo of
M&Ms.
you eating all the candy while you're burning their literature.
Yeah.
It's like, thanks, assholes.
I'll peruse it and I'll take it out, go around the country, and I'll do a comedy bit about the Klan in Sioux Falls, and I'll get them some notoriety, and then maybe they can show up and have a counter argument, and that could be amusing.
Now, no one displayed the phone numbers, but I thought I saw in one report that actually the number they're displaying is like South Carolina or something.
Oh,
like that is
yeah.
the area
Well,
code on the
they ain't
24/7 white supremacist.
That's a burner phone. For
I
sure.
want to know what that number is.
He sent two people. He sent one person to go get a phone, and they handed it to somebody else, and they handed it to him. That way, everybody's out of the loop as far as whose phone it is.
Well, that's I was making the joke earlier about the what is that 24/7 call center like? Is it a bunch of bright, perky, like progressive auto teens? They're in their like polos and khakis.
Yeah.
And
I think this is a publicity.
Help the black man.
Yeah.
I think this might be a publicity stunt.
I feel like it might be.
What
too.
movie just came out? The Black Klansman.
The Meg. No.
Real talk. Black Klansman just came out.
Oh,
And
snap.
it's about a black guy posing as a dude. This might be a publicity stunt. I'm just saying
This
there
could
might
be
be a
a
little bit more behind this. Or
Maybe
Holy
is
shit.
the Black Klansman logo on there somewhere? We gotta find
well,
that.
I mean, it's black, but they spell it KKK.
You
in
call
the
that
side.
number and it's like movie times for the fucking.
Yes. It's
We're
just
on to you,
movie phone.
Hollywood.
welcome to Movie Phone.
I know what's going on here.
Press
Y'all
9
some
to
slick
order
ones.
2 tickets.
Yeah.
To Black Klansman. Vegas 703.
What Black Klansman? I didn't even hear about that. That's a new Spike Lee joint. Yeah,
That's fine.
that's a shameless plug. There you go. What?
I didn't even think of that angle, but yeah, it's totally a viral marketing
Now my
campaign.
kid and I gotta go watch it. You got me.
That's funny.
Raising awareness. What the
So,
Falls Park shooting? I missed that one too. I don't watch the news because it's depressing. I don't have Facebook because it's depressing. I still have it, but I just don't look at it. And
Yeah.
every once a month I'll go. So if anybody's messaged me or anything like that, I apologize. But I don't.
I've actually built, and I'm not joking about this, I've actually built a bot that assembled these stories for me and does all the surfing on social media and seeing what's popular and what's the most talked about thing in the region, so that now I don't have to manually do that, and I can take a break for days at a time from social media, and it does it for me.
Could you
That's
do me a
awesome.
favor?
Yeah.
And every now and then just hit me a link to some of these, or if you put them like that, and then it's way easier for me to look at them like that. It's just I feel like I get sucked into it whenever I hit Facebook, and I won't even mean to go to Facebook, and I'll push it and I'll be there for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it's spying on me, and I took it off my phone. So, but
I don't
these are because I honestly haven't heard of any of this.
Well,
The surgery gone wrong. I feel like somebody's getting sued over that. I heard of something. Yeah, he took out the wrong kidney. Right?
yeah. Or actually, I was just reading it in prep for the show here. We'll get to it, but it's something like they were only supposed to take a growth or a cyst or something around there. And
Oh, look at this, a kidney.
Oh man, I would love
it's
that.
yeah, it's a bad
Oh
deal.
man,
It's a bad deal.
Hey,
Yeah, right.
I tell you what, give me the kidney back and $200 million.
Yeah.
I don't know how much can you give me? How much? How much
Yeah.
do you get for a kidney?
That's the thing, though. I had a
What's
friend
about
that had a surgery gone wrong where they actually lost a leg, and it was I don't remember which hospital system here in town it was, but they fought it because they were supposed to. It was an open and shut thing. But they just do what a big organization with lots of money do. They kept taking
Drag
it
it
back
out.
to appeals, and they dragged it out and dragged it out
Until they're broke.
Yeah, that's exactly what
That's
they
how
do.
they do it.
It's just
Drag it out in
attrition.
litigation. Throw red paint
So
at
if you
it.
think you get paid just because the hospital royally screws up and destroys your life, it's nope.
They
Prepare for
say
a
it's
decade
better.
of fighting.
They say it's better the worse you get, though. So you want to get evicted. You want to lose your car. I mean, you don't want to, but as far as the banks and or the court system, they're this is how they affected me.
My little personal history here, but my wife's cancer with the first time around that she did surgeries and stuff. Part of the reason that it got to stage 4 was because of a bad misdiagnosis from a dermatologist who kept looking at it and saying, "Oh, it's fine. Oh, it's fine." And it was not fine. It had spread in lymph nodes and all sorts of damage. So she, almost died, and she had a lawyer approach her. It wasn't even her thing. That was just well, we should bring a lawsuit against this guy and blah blah blah, and you can get really paid out and stuff. And I remember
but those kind of lawyers are kind of creepy.
They're really creepy, but they were the fancy creepy where they were like in one of the high rises in downtown Minneapolis. So
still ambulance chasers though.
They're still ambulance chasers, but here's what they did. After they deposed her and then deposed the dermatologist, they basically all but like kicked her out the door and were like, this case would have been a lot better because we were hoping to work with your mom, and if you had died, then we could have like really had something here and made money. I was there. They actually said that.
Yeah.
They're like, the fact that you like miraculously survived, like even when the doctor.
Are you allowed to say their name?
I don't remember their name actually, but because this has been a long time. But they were like, no, the fact that you survived means that there's not enough money in this for us.
What the fuck?
They actually said that.
Yeah. Wow.
And then they showed us the door, and it was let's get the out of here.
Yeah.
And it was super painful because they deposed her, so she had to like relive all of it. And,
yeah.
I mean, you got to give them something for honesty, and that's it. At least they didn't bullshit you and waste your time.
Well, they kind of did. I took a day off work, and she was, same deal, and I was just parked at the downtown Minneapolis Barnes and Noble browsing books about the Black Death while she was across the street.
Take a lesson from.
So you didn't get no money out of it?
Got nothing.
Really?
You got to take a lesson from nothing to lose. Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Hey, that judge would catch every lawyer he could find, kill them all.
Jesus.
One of my best friends is going to school to be a lawyer. I take that back, Brandy. I'm sorry. They're not all bad, but damn, them people are bad.
Yeah, another tangent there. So here's the deal with the Falls Park shooting, and this story is old. They have caught the guy since this, but
who was the victim? Who got killed?
It was.
Was this some drug stuff?
It was a younger teenager because they did. It was too sad to read, but they did they had his picture and did a whole expose around it.
It was like an accidental thing then?
No. This was like a beef or something like that where basically the one guy he was fighting with opened fire at Falls Park and almost hit other people, and it was just like a big mess. Yeah, this is actually the #1 story of the last 2 weeks according to my algorithms, and all the that was most shared on social media was the Sioux Falls headliner story making fun of this story, saying that Sioux Falls was to start parking tanks around Falls Park to protect people.
Yeah. But, I've seen that, and I've seen a couple people thinking it was serious.
Oh yeah, people still don't understand. For the record, the Sioux Falls headliner is basically Sioux Falls is the Onion.
Yeah, it's a satire.
Don't worry, we already have a SWAT team. We're good.
But, yeah, so what do we think about crime in Sioux Falls? Is it getting worse, or is this just a freak
I come from a different place. And
I don't know if it's getting worse. I mean, shit happens. I mean, you're in a city. I mean, people get shot.
When's the last time you heard gunshots in town?
I've never heard them in Sioux Falls.
Sioux Falls is still a pretty.
We heard about the dude
safe
who
place
died
to
in.
live,
There was a guy who got killed in Walmart's parking lot, God knows how long ago. Most people didn't even hear about that. Stuff happens. I mean, the young lady and the guy who cut the young lady's nipple off. It happened, but it's isolated incident. You gotta think how it's safe as hell here. There's a reason I have a child here. I don't think there's. If they would have said there was some gang violence,
I
4 or 5 people got hit.
ever felt like I'd felt in Northeast Minneapolis here. Because that's a legit bad part. But I do see a lot of side peripheral of I have a friend, people I directly know who've had cars stolen or broken into.
Yeah.
Last night I saw
with population growth comes a certain amount of crime.
It's like anywhere else where you gotta be aware of your surroundings and not
lock your fucking car.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a gun in it.
I had my car broke into one time, and they must have thought they were getting something. They stole a box out of my car, and it was just my CDs. And they fucking
they might have distributed your stuff for you.
I got a call from the post office. I live downtown near the post office. One of the post guys called. He found the box and was like, "Yeah, they must have. They just threw it away. They must have not wanted these CDs. So they just
y'all
damn man,
listen to it."
I was really hoping you'd fence them and then sell them out to the broad audience.
Mess around, somebody be like, yeah, man, somebody put this CD in my box. And I don't know, get on because some dude stole your CDs.
Yeah, shout out to the guys at Total Drag. The guy from the post office brought my box of CDs to Total Drag, and I had to go down there and get them. So yeah, some guy broke into my car and stole my CDs, and then decided he didn't want them. So
at least they said something, dude. Like, hey man, I know you put some money in this.
yeah. At least they called. They could have just fucking threw them away, but
I don't think we have a crime problem here. I got a guy in my neighborhood that likes to sit in the middle of the basketball court and smoke weed. The only problem is my kid's trying to learn how to play basketball, but other than that, I haven't heard of shooting. I mean, I come from a place where that's common.
Yeah.
So I mean, here you don't need.
Although, like, if you walk on like 14th and Summit or like in that area, like, I would be a little bit hesitant to be strolling around in that part of town, like, or up by like Mercados and shit like that. Like,
my kid's mom lives out that way.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird that the closer you get to the police station, the shittier the neighborhood.
Yeah, right.
Why would you have? I don't understand why.
Because they're all far out. They're not like the easiest place to hide is in plain sight.
With that little thing like up around Russell too. It's just, I mean, it's lower income, so yeah, there are gonna be people taking more risk to get certain things or whatever. But it's just weird that they would have that. You'd think you'd be way more sketchy about doing something sketchy real close to the cop shop.
Right.
But maybe the cops just don't pay attention though. Well, I take that back. I hope any Sioux Falls police officers are listening. I fully support you.
You go to that part of the town and there's like cop cars everywhere.
Yeah, and their response times are pretty amazing compared to what I saw like when I lived in the cities.
Well,
Yeah.
It's just kind of like
wait, because there's no gunshots.
Flip a light switch and there's like 6 cars there.
There's no gunshots. I mean, don't get me wrong, you get domestic problems and stuff like that, but our cops have time to actually. I'm not trying to blow a cop or anything like that, but I think it's fairly positive we don't have anybody. I mean, yeah, people getting pulled over, people getting harassed. You feel like you're being harassed because you got pulled over, and I don't know how it stands as far as like minorities getting more tickets or anything like that, but I have never heard about a person of minority any standing getting that ass whooped for, you know, getting pulled over or whatever. I mean, if you take a swing at a cop and you get pepper sprayed, that's kind of on you. But
I got pulled over at gunpoint once. So
I've had him run up on me, but because my friend was drunk driving and then he ditched the car and I stayed in the car and the cop ran up on me and
I got pulled over.
It's not him and he went away.
Dragged me out of the car at gunpoint, had me on the ground.
You didn't.
That's scary.
You didn't go. He went that way, and then when he ran into the bushes after that,
I just put my hands up, let him know I just had a phone and some cigarettes. I just wasn't trying to get shot.
Ugh. Yeah,
that's unfortunate. Yeah, it's. I suppose you can't have a bad.
In a city growing the way Sioux Falls is growing, you're gonna have some idiots that do some dumb shit.
Yeah,
it's just be aware of where you're at. Don't let your guard down. Don't trust weirdos.
We don't gotta worry about going to Acme anymore bucks.
Yeah.
Those are some of the places I've seen some of the dumbest shit going. So without that, I think that's just an alcohol thing.
There really isn't like a bar that's like known for like dumb shit happen anymore. Because why does dumb shit happen? I mean, dumb shit happens at Wiley's, but I don't feel like it's advertised as much
it's
as
nothing like
Bucks or Acme.
Lava Lounge.
Yeah, Lava Lounge.
Ain't no
there's
shooting guns in the parking lot.
Yeah.
This is not Compton. What are you doing?
It's crazy. I don't know.
This is not Compton. It was funny. Did you ever see that report? It was Vox or somebody did about kids that watched that Run DMC movie when it came out like a couple years ago, and it's kids that are like growing up now in Compton. Well, because of gentrification and a bunch of other stuff, Compton is actually apparently not. Is actually a like upper middle class neighborhood.
Compton
now.
ain't even a gangster no more.
That's disappointing.
What?
And so they had all these like, you know, they're still like Hispanic and Latino and black kids, but they're very like preppily dressed, and they're all just kind of like,
dude,
oh my gosh! And they're like watching videos of like what's going on. It's like, so that like they laugh about because they go anywhere in the country. People like straight out of Compton, and just like, yeah, that's where the Starbucks is.
Dude, I have like in the time that I've been living in my apartment buildings, I've probably been in there 3 years. When I first moved in, it wasn't as colorful as it is right now.
Yeah.
Meaning, like a lot of the white folks moved out, and a lot of minorities moved in.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about all ranges. But the African kids don't speak like African kids. There's no accent. I'm talking like Meghan Trainor. They sit outside singing Meghan Trainor all about that bass. A group of black kids singing Meghan Trainor. I'm like, what world am I in right now? I mean, stereotypically, I shouldn't be understanding what you're saying, kid, but you're creeping me out because I'm going to go inside. I've been watching way too much Twilight Zone this week.
That's funny.
Man.
Oh, man. So speaking of Twilight Zone, here's the story we were alluding to earlier about the, let's see, so she was supposed to get a gland removed, and instead they removed her healthy right kidney.
What the fuck?
So yeah, Baker was informed later that day by pathology department at Vera McKinnon that he removed the kidney and failed to...
He told her himself?
Oh, and he failed to remove... The hospital told her. And he failed to remove the adrenal gland that was like the reason they went in.
You had one job.
Oh my god.
You imagine that conversation like so
I've had friends that say that though, like that have been like trauma nurses and stuff like that, that if they were going into, like, for example, to get an arm or a leg removed or something like that, some of them will like write on their legs like not here, or I've heard of like friends that were in Iraq that would write like their blood type on their like boots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All sorts of stuff to save you from like a medical error.
I can't even imagine that conversation. Like, I messed up at work before. But that's, come on. I mean, you imagine the conversation though, like, so the operation went well. We need to go back in.
Yeah, it was the wrong operation.
We took out your kidney and we left the cyst.
Only thing I would be thinking of, oh man, that's fucked up. But then I would be thinking, I'm about to be getting some money. Like,
so how much is that worth? That's what you say to her. How much? Just tell me. I don't even have to get a lawyer. You say a good enough number. And,
what? I wonder what
and
that
fix me. And
the going price is for that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
I'm pretty sure it's the going, like, if you lose
is
a
million
work,
too much or too little?
Too little.
My foster brother
your medical bills are going to be more than that if you're not insured.
I just filed
my foster brother used to drive.
Give me $1 million and
I'll and one of them tipped over and crushed his hand. And you get quality of life because he was a basketball player and you jacked your hand up as a basketball player. That's bad. I'm wondering how much the limb would go for though. How much do you get for...
I'm curious now, because if you're actually Googling it, I was going to say, as far as like the price of the kidney, we can't really know because they, there's international treaties against selling organs. Ha ha ha. But seriously, what do they actually sell them for?
Workers' compensation benefits.
But,
what would be the...
This isn't the same thing though.
Kidney does what? It cleans your...
It cleans everything and then pumps it out as urine.
Yeah. Okay.
But
so
it helps gets into your iron too, right?
Yeah. Everything gets filtered through there. Like leftover stuff from the liver. I think stuff from the liver gets moved there, and then like stuff from your blood moves there. Because I know like people with lymphedema and stuff like that. I know, like, for example, my wife, when she gets a treatment or something like that, if she does a like urine test right after she does that, they always panic because they're like, oh my god, all these different levels are like all over the place. But it's like, no, I all my fluids are moving around because I had a lymphedema treatment, and they're like, oh thank god, because they're like, if this is normal, holy shit.
So can you get a kidney transplant? Like,
absolutely.
Oh yeah, he can give her a kidney back if it's a healthy kidney. Put it right back in. I mean, it's obviously your blood type.
Yep. And there wouldn't be any rejection.
Yeah, I mean, hey, welcome back.
The kidney's like, I just went on vacation for a little while.
But not having a kidney, that's where people have to get like dialysis. So they can keep you alive without one, but it's very unpleasant.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have two.
And
people do donate kidneys.
Yeah, but if you donate one, then you are more vulnerable to... There's a whole bunch of different stuff you're more vulnerable to, and you have to watch more closely. And
I wouldn't even have told her.
Yeah.
Be like, why'd you even wake her up? Once you realize what you did, here, hang on, I just got to open this back up real quick. Boop, boop, done. And same scar. You don't even,
God, yeah.
You know that's just that.
How do you...
He's probably just that guy, too. Okay. Like, man, last week you took out an eyeball, now you took out a kidney.
I'm looking at this, though, and so he didn't take out the growth, the gland, but he did take out the kidney, So then it looks like on October 11th, what he told her was that instead of telling her what was going on, he just told her, I did not get everything, the lawsuit says.
Wow.
Advised her that she'd have to undergo a second surgery. She did have the second surgery, but she went to the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, where the gland and mass were successfully removed.
And then they realized.
So, I'm trying to hear if she ever got the kidney back.
Did he? It doesn't. Told her part of the adrenal gland was still there, but he didn't say. Did he actually tell her?
I bet the other at the Mayo Clinic probably was like, you got no kidney, right?
Well, it was there before.
Like, what?
Oh, God. And this erroneous surgery resulted in incurable and progressive kidney disease in her remaining kidney.
Wow.
So, I'm guessing the other one is shot, because...
Well, they got to paint it as bad as they can.
Yeah. Fuck, that's not good. That's, you're hooked up to a dialysis machine for the rest of your life.
They got insurance. That's what they pay the insurance company
I can't
for.
even...
Overpaid doctors anyway. See, that's why I'm saying they need to have like the NBA or baseball players. They have their stats.
Yeah.
We need to have stats on doctors when they do shit like
Right,
that.
yeah.
That takes down your I don't know what that. I don't even know. You had somebody's got to come
It's
up.
it's like Lyft for surgery. I'm only give this guy 2 stars. Yeah. I really like my kidney.
20% rating. Well, you better be charging 20% rates, fool.
There you go. I like that model.
Excuse me.
At least get a it's like, so I go with the guy who made one bad mistake and otherwise he's a good doctor.
Yeah.
At least I get a nice discount out of the deal.
What is this?
I thought that was Char for a second there.
So, for our last story here, Shipped, which I'd never heard of, but they're kind of like in the tradition of the gig economy of like Lyft, rideshare, food dudes, stuff like that. This is a company that will go out and do all your grocery shopping for you and then just bring it straight to you.
Hy-Vee already drops off stuff.
That feels like it would be more of a hassle. Like, if you have to like go through and like pick out each individual item online, I'd rather you just walk through the store
Just
the
like
same amount of
online
time.
shopping, though.
But here's the deal with it that I think would be cool is you can save your shopping carts, like if you do it through Hy-Vee.
Yeah.
So it's like, so if you have your regular like 5 things you always get,
okay.
you
Yeah.
can literally just pop in, hit a button, and all the stuff will be here tomorrow. I didn't have to go to Hy-Vee. I didn't have to.
That would make sense.
I stopped
it's a
liking to go
convenience
to the
thing.
stores
Yeah.
whenever I had a kid. Like, first time I realized how slick they are with their marketing and shit.
Yeah.
Putting things down low that kids would want, and then they catch it, and then next thing you know, they got it in their hand. That's when I stopped. So I probably would use something like that, but Hy-Vee already delivers, so there's no need to...
Yeah, but Hy-Vee delivery is tough because they charge you a bunch of extra if you want it at a very specific time and stuff like that. Otherwise,
they just show up willy-nilly, just, hey, 4 hours later,
Yeah.
and I wanted that 2 hours ago.
well, they do. They give you these 4-hour slots. We'll show up kind of like the cable used to be, where they'll be like, you have to have someone around that can let me in, or that can be there to pick it up.
Why, they put it away
somewhere
in your...
between 2 and 8 or whatever.
Well, if it's going to be like that, how about this? I'll just leave you a key under the mat, you put everything away, and I'll give you a $5.
Well, that's what that Amazon thing is with the camera. You remember that, right? Mm-mm. Where I forget what the Amazon delivers or something like that. Where it's they're experimenting with it in new markets like New York and LA, where you get this webcam that you set up by the entrance of your house, and then a digital lock, and somebody brings your Amazon delivery. It's the answer to people stealing stuff off your porch and stuff.
I love
so
those
literally,
videos.
It unlocks your door for them. They set it down. They never leave the periphery of the camera or whatever.
You can see that.
And you can watch it.
It's not a bad idea.
And then they leave, and it just locks the door behind them.
It's crazy.
It's not a bad idea. But I do love those videos. I think we should keep a few people don't do that, just so we can still get the videos of the boxes blowing up and
The ones with the that are wired up to electrocute people and stuff
I
like
like
that.
the ones where the people about break their ankles trying to get away from it. That shit is hilarious.
But you know what will happen eventually with that is that you'd get sued by the person that breaks their ankle, and then you're the one doing the will $1 million cover medical for the rest of your life because we did this?
Next picture.
There's like a store in like Oregon or somewhere, like an Amazon store where you just go in and you can just grab shit and you don't even pay for it. Like they just
There's
know
a bunch
somehow?
of markets where they experiment with that, and you scan it on your app. Sam's Club, they're actually kind of like They used to do it at both Walmart and Sam's Club, but they're discontinuing it at Walmart because people didn't adopt it enough or something. But I fucking love, as a business person, that I can go to Sam's Club. I scan every item with my phone, and then hit pay. It charges my credit card, and I just go to the door, display a barcode that the guy at the door scans, and I leave. I do not have to wait in line.
That's
I don't have
awesome.
to do... And then I see a running total with tax calculated and everything else in my phone as I'm going through the store.
I love technology.
Does it say, do you have to wait to pay for everything at once, or does it debit like each individual?
You wait till the end.
Just
You're like, are you ready to
cart.
leave?
I got you.
And what's funny is now that I have that app on my phone, it'll remind me it's there whenever I walk because it's geolocating.
Yeah.
It'll be like, hey, you're in Sam's Club. Do you need the Sam's Club app?
Yeah. I see.
Yes, I do.
So be like,
little spy.
I got 47 different charges from Sam's Club today.
No, it's one big one, and you could sit there and you'd be like, I'm going to pay cash, so it lets the guy at the door, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Or, all the different stored credit cards you can have on there, or whatever.
That's
Apple
cool.
Pay.
I love
you know.
technology.
Yeah.
I went to the bank I went to use my card the other day, and my checking account was a little low, and I just go into the app, swipe it over, or forgetting your card at home, but you got your cell phone, which everybody who leaves your cell phone. No,
Yeah.
If you leave your baby in the back seat, make sure you leave your cell phone with it so you can remember to get the baby. But you can just hit the app, and then cardless machine. It just gives you another code to punch in there. Man, I love this world.
Just remember that because Natasha's not here, I need to be snapping a ton of photos. So don't mind me. I'm just photography.
Yeah.
But
Outside of the fact that they're collecting all of our information and using it to spy on us, I don't like that part. But
I mean,
the convenience, it kind of pays for itself. I mean, you can't have one without the other, because they're going to collect it to help you be more. This is what you want, right?
Yeah.
We're just helping. We're going to sell a little bit to other people so they can help you too.
for you from your complicated lives.
Remember what was that movie? Tom Cruise movie. Where he walks into the mall and there's all these digital ads.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be like.
Yeah. And it'll
Hey,
be
Robert,
it'll be
penis
mapped.
enlargement. Hey, penis enlargement.
It'll be mapped to your face too. So all the stuff you've been swiping right on.
You have low T. We're pretty sure you have low T. We're using metadata to know you have low T.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Oh. So, holy monkey, we are way past the halfway point. So time to talk a little bit with Gabriel here about... Gabriel, what you been up to with the Urban Indians? We've got an album coming out. Tell us all about it.
Urban Indians podcast. We just, I think tomorrow's episode 28 or 29 or something like that.
Nice.
I want to say, 28.
Yeah, sounds about right. But we were just in this month's 605 magazine, so that was really cool.
Nice.
They're on newsstands. I was last weekend. I was in Rapid City, and I seen a bunch of those like the newspaper things or whatever, but 605 magazine. So I was snapping all those. Look, here I am. And then we were in Mitchell, and I seen another one, so I took another snap of that. But
nice.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. That they gave us a story in that. Musically, I'm in it. Yay! Yeah. We're all in it. It's great. Good. I was really surprised with how the story turned out, because I was literally on the phone with that woman for a minute.
I know. I thought the interview was super short, but she put together a nice article. Well done for sure.
Yeah.
And then the photography was great. Thank God for wide-angle lenses.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Poor photographer. He's like, it always looks so bigger online. It's that's the magic of cameras.
Yeah.
So the magazine thing's great.
Yeah.
Podcast is doing good.
Yeah.
You've got the new album, Survivor.
Yep.
Survivor.
Yep.
And when does that drop?
It will be available worldwide October 5th.
Nice.
We're actually doing the record release party October 6th at Icon here in town. We're going to have live art by Jennifer White's going to be doing some live
stuff,
paintings and stuff. And then we got performances from myself and Maniac and Rogues Gallery. A bunch of my friends, basically, just, other hip-hop guys and stuff. So should be a good time, man. I'm really looking forward to it. I got another big show that I'm waiting to announce here.
Oh boy.
Very soon. So that's going to be great once I get to announce that.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
How was Sturgis?
Sturgis was awesome. Yeah, I opened for Tech 9 at the Full Throttle Saloon last week, so they treated us really well.
Was that wild though?
It was fucking nuts, dude. Yeah, yeah.
I was just saying, Tech 9 is Sturgis.
Yeah. Last week was like probably like one of the craziest weeks. Like, I'm a big Jelly Roll fan. I don't know if people who know who Jelly Roll is, but he's a rapper from Tennessee.
I know of him because you've referenced him.
Yeah. I'm big in. I love Jelly Roll, but I opened up for Jelly Roll here Thursday night. So Thursday night, I'm hanging out with Jelly Roll, and that was just like awesome, just to be able to talk to that guy or whatever. And then after the show, I'm over at Kathy's bar, hanging out, and I get a text, and it's Violent J from Insane Clown Posse.
Shit.
It's like at Scarlett's. It's like, let's go to Scarlett's, and we're at Scarlett's. Violent J's just throwing out money, like ridiculous money at these strippers, and there's like nobody in there. There's like 8 people maybe in there.
It's like you guys are basically...
Was he all guarded up?
No.
Okay.
It's like his crew, maybe like 5 other people, and then I think there was like 5 of us. So there was a very few people in there. And yeah, he didn't have his paint on, so like if you didn't know who he was, like you would have no idea.
Yeah.
But he's just throwing out ridiculous amounts of money. So that was Thursday night.
That's a fuking Thursday?
Yeah, it was like, what the hell? It was like, who does that? And then Friday night we went up to Sturgis, and I got to see Insane Clown Posse opened up in Sturgis, or they performed in Sturgis, and their shows are always nuts, so that was fun. And then Saturday night we opened up for Tech 9 and got to kick it with him a little bit. So it was just like a weird like rap week. It was like, I'm hanging out with Jelly Roll,
a year.
Tech 9,
you got to do that in a week.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy, man. But yeah, the show was really awesome.
My nephew's a huge juggalo. He'd be
man,
he'd be salty here. And
it was cool, man. It was last week was really fun. It was weird. It was hard going back to work that next week.
I was gonna say,
it's I was just throwing out money with fucking Violent J. Now I'm sitting here at a computer listening to you guys.
Hey, you want to refill the coffee?
Yeah. You got those reports?
Okay.
Goddamn.
Oh God, that would be a shock.
Yeah, it was. So yeah, last week was really fun.
That is awesome.
Good time.
So you are all over the place. August is kind of your month, man.
Yeah. Everything's falling into place.
Very nice.
It's always nice when that happens.
Yeah, it's like I could use some more of that in my life. Yeah, that is awesome to hear.
It's just getting started, so yeah, it's kind of about to get crazier. But
very cool. Very, very cool. Let's see. I hang out with you so much through the podcast, and we do so much of this, like talking on urban Indians. Which, by the way, check out the Urban Indians podcast.
Yeah, please.
So I'm having trouble coming up with like interview questions because I'm just like, well, shit, I'm gonna see you again in like 12 hours.
Yeah, right.
Et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, so I was just about to say, you kind of already said it, but how do you feel about where you are professionally right now? I mean, gotta be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm probably never gonna be rich off of it, but I mean, I just like.
Don't say that.
Yeah. I just have fun doing it. It's like, music has gotten me into places where I never thought I would be able to, do in my life, like throwing money with fucking Violent J at Scarlett's and, just doing crazy shit. So it's given me a lot of opportunities. I'm happy with where I'm at, and if this is where I stay, this is where I stay. But like, it's provided a lot of cool opportunities that a lot of people.
It's very rare to be able to perform something you love.
Yeah. And as long as like I make enough money to where it makes sense to continue to do it, then I'm gonna continue to do it as long as I still like to do it. But I'm happy with it.
If a person's gonna have a hobby, that's one hell of a hobby. To have.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so it's a good time.
Absolutely.
Some poor schmo sitting around putting models together ain't gonna be throwing out dollar bills at Scarlett's.
And those strippers literally had to take a shovel to get all that money up. It was
Jesus.
It was stupid. I was like, yo, you know what I could do with that money?
like you said, dude ain't got his painters. Like, who Who is this?
Yeah.
What happened?
And the strippers weren't even that good looking. I was like, come on, man. Like,
it's the only place I could do this in town without being awkward. Let's go find some bums to do this for then.
It's funny, man. Yeah, it's crazy.
He said, you know what I
crazy.
can do with that money, man? Just throw that shit over here.
Yeah.
Here.
I got bigger titties than those girls. Let's go.
God. Oh man.
Yeah.
And we've already kind of done this, but I think it's about time to move into our. God, it's been like 2 months since we've done an episode in studio, so. It's even gonna like load. I just hit the Shameless Plugs button.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, come on, you can do it.
The Sioux Empire Podcast proudly presents this week's Shameless Plugs.
There it is. The system was just like, what? What? It's like, I didn't know computers.
Little German, little English dude had to get to the mic.
Yeah. Like, where's Gary?
I was watching Dr. Who.
Nice. So, Gabriel, you know the drill. We kind of already talked about it a little bit, but where will the new album be available, and where is the premiere party again?
The premiere or release party will be at the Icon October 6th. And you'll be able to pick it up, anywhere music's sold online, stores, wherever. It'll be everywhere. So, new album is called Survivor. It's my 7th album. I feel like it's my best work to date.
Bravo.
So, yeah, it's a lot different album. So if you're looking for like the sex, drunks, and hip hop, like partying and fucking bitches shit, it's not on this album. So
just real spit.
Yeah,
if you're coming for fun.
Yeah.
Just don't. But
You might be
I'm going to
disappointed.
kid with the daughter.
Right?
Going to
Yeah,
park,
yeah.
I mean.
This is what do you call it? Adult contemporary hip hop. So
We got enough people talking about smoking on cookies in a hot box.
yeah,
What?
it's dad rap at this point. So yeah.
Dad
Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it at all.
Yeah. So yeah, Survivor, October 5th. Check
Very
it out.
cool. Let's see. Eric, do you have anything coming up or that you're plugging, or anything you just want to let the world know is awesome?
I don't really have a plug. I've been just sitting around living and learning.
Okay.
I'm still doing comedy every week. Boss's Comedy Club, there's a shameless plug.
There you go. That's your shameless plug.
Every week, we're out there on Wednesdays, 8 o'clock, and come check out the open mics. We got a comedy contest at the end of the month, last Wednesday of every month. They have a buffet. And a lot of funny comics. I just won it like last month.
Nice.
And
Very nice.
got I've been watching Overlord on Netflix. I don't need to give Netflix any props, but I don't know if you watch manga or not, but that's some weird shit.
I haven't seen that one. So
The
I'll
guy
have to check it out.
it's a guy playing a MMORPG, and then they shut down the servers, and he stays for the last minute of it, and then he becomes his character.
Oh shit.
And then how he adapts to that world or whatever. That's that and puppy training. That's all I got going on. I got some good jokes about the parallels of puppy training and kid training. So
There you go.
come
Just
check us out.
don't put the wrong one in the little bed and the other one in the dog crate.
I feel like I told somebody that I would do a show, but I can't remember where it was. So whoever it was that asked me to do that,
Please reach out to
I'm
me
just
and let me
gonna
know
leave
what
a
those-
really long blank spot, and hopefully Robert can patch that in later. And
I need to get to that, bosses. I used to go to the comedy shows a lot.
I thought you judged one of them, right?
Yeah, I did. At what was that spot?
Still bosses on
I can't remember.
what's the name of that
Minnesota.
shit?
Kellen
The
Marston's
one they shut
place.
down.
Yeah.
Damn,
Wackos.
Sorry. Sorry, Kellen.
Yeah. I used to go there a lot, but then I started working nights, and I haven't really been able to go there. But starting Monday, I go back to days. So
Well, we got Wednesdays at Bosses, Tuesdays at Wood Grain every other week, and then down at Fernston on 8th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have it every other week too.
Yeah, there are a lot of open mics now because I tried to set up stuff with like Zach for the dress code.
Yeah.
Another shameless plug in there. And the schedule is like we're always trying to like find a night that doesn't have an open mic going on here in town. So
Even if it
that's
does,
pretty cool.
shoot it at the do the little audio, the little one that you showed me.
Take
the
my little
and
recorder
just
around.
do it at the open mic, and then you can get a little bit of his little stuff in there too.
There
That
you
might
go.
Add to the show. I don't know. It's. I mean, things are good.
Nice.
Popping putty. I'm not getting. I was in the house.
I took a lift when I was in Rapid City last week, and the lady was a comedian. She was telling me all this crazy stuff, and I felt bad because I accidentally gave her a 1 star afterwards. I felt really bad. Because she was cool. But
give her shameless plug.
Yeah, I forget her name, but I could probably pull it up on my phone. But I was telling her about the comedy scene here in town, and I was telling her about Zach and a bunch of other people, and I seen Zach had a show out there coming up sometime soon, and I was like, I wonder if that girl's gonna be at that show. But I felt really bad because I got out of the car and I pay for a lift, and then it's a good conversation, blah blah, like all this stuff, and I accidentally hit like the 1 star, and then or I think I didn't even move the stars, and I hit submit, and then I seen it was just 1 star, and I was like, God damn it, I really like that girl too.
Mess around, circle the block.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I felt really bad because she was.
If you're listening, he thought you were the shit anyway.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
an accidental 1 star.
And you can't revise one once you
No.
Shit.
Yeah, I felt really bad.
Oh, man.
She said she had a show that night too, and I was like, God.
She's probably talking shit about you.
Yeah, she probably is. I had this motherfucker in my car.
Trying to give me advice trying to tell me about comedy shows and give me 1 star.
So now in her mind, she reframed that whole conversation into, well, I know real comedians in Sioux Falls.
Yeah, right.
Now she has a vendetta. Now she's got a vendetta against the Sioux Falls comics because of what Gabe did. Come on, man.
Yeah, I felt really bad.
Sioux Falls assholes. Such pricks.
Yeah.
What do they say? East River, West River. Which one are they again? I always mess it up.
We are East River.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have friends that are from Rapper. Whenever I say, man, some West River stuff, hey, hey, watch that now.
West River is a really different vibe, actually.
Yeah,
it's a very different culture. They're a lot
I love the way you dance around it. It's a very different culture.
They're more of the cultural sphere of influence of like Denver and the Rockies and what you call the West.
Yeah.
And then the eastern side of the state. Here, I have to analyze everything because I'm a fucking anthropologist or something. But the east side is much more, even from a market standpoint, is what they call Yankee territory or whatever, which
way less rambunctious.
Like I grew up kind of in Rapid. Like I'm from the Rosewood Reservation, and Rapid was only like 2 hours away for us. So, like we would always go to Rapid, and like even like when I used to live, when I first started living here, I would go out to Rapid like every weekend just to because that's where all my friends were, and I would just go party out there and stuff. So yeah, I have a lot of history in Rapid too.
You'd end up going to the biggest town around you anyway, right?
Yeah. That's why I moved to Sioux Falls, was because Sioux Falls was the biggest city in South Dakota.
I want to stay close, but I need a Walmart.
Yeah. and Rapid was like Rapid's like a big res too, so I was like, I don't know if I want to live on like a big res. So.
I have friends from Rapid that don't like being home. Like,
yeah. I
mean, don't get me wrong, that's my home, but I don't want to go home.
Yeah.
I get it. I feel the same way about Kentucky.
My shameless plug this week, as always, is everyone that's doing the fantastic work on the podcast network. Obviously, Gabriel and the whole crew at the Urban Indians podcast. We've got Macabre Grimoire. We've got some more what I call high weirdness stories with like crazy ass aliens and stuff like that from the 50s. That like stories that make absolutely no goddamn sense, but no one can disprove them. So it's like pretty cool. We've got. Let's see, obviously the Sioux Empire Podcast that you're listening to here, Dress Code, just all the different shows that are out there. And be sure to check them all out at Live 605, where they're regularly scheduled in the evenings. You can check out all our different shows, like Urban Indians airs on there. Let's see, and then shameless plug for Siouxpercon and for us on Patreon. Support the network on Patreon. Very, very special thank you to Matthew Paulson for being a patron at the level where I mention his name in every episode. And we will see you all next week. Thank you, everyone.
Way better than ours.
All right.